You don't get a degree in any passion. The passion comes from within. I've always had some sort of connection with color, whether it was fashion or otherwise. Rather than having light bouncing around in the gemstone and coming back up, as we say, how the stone faces up to you, the cylinders are always absorbing light and the light is always flowing through them naturally. I can use unusual color combinations that you don't find in typical jewelry. Light through transmission with the cylinder, with the Cylettes, it's the natural color of the gemstone. Some material almost glow with a neon effect because they hold the light, and so the stone stays brighter all the time. I've always had an affection for architecture and for very clean lines and very straight lines. I look towards more modern sort of shapes and forms and always found them more interesting. The clean line, the straight line. I know that I was inspired, have been inspired always by Art Deco, the lines, the geometric shapes of Art Deco. That when you look at architecture, it has to be engineered to function. And my jewelry functions in a way, so it's designed by engineers, engineered by design. Because I'm the only one in the world that cuts and sets cylindrical stones, so when people are introduced to it for the first time, they are taken back a little bit. But then there's the people who see it, they see the originality, the novelness of it, and they love it immediately. I like simplicity, and simplicity to me is always overlooked. As it was, if you go back to just the basic shape of a Cylette and a cylindrical stone, and talk to people who've been cutting gemstones for 60 years. Some of them that you represent, and what was their response? Why didn't I think of that? It is precision, and it is right down to spacing, and there's a bit of physics involved with the setting, and all these laws that have to be followed. It is complicated. Sometimes I can get carried away with those complications, explaining my work to somebody, and that's not great. But there are people that want to understand that. I like jewelry, and I like to wear some pieces for myself. I would love to expand more on that, on the my men's collection, because they like the engineering aspect of it. That's not typical. We know that that's not typical. I mean, 90% of all jewelry is designed for women, and as a designer, more than 30% of my sales is towards men's jewelry. They love that engineering, architectural aspect of my work, the patterns, and they're always happy to buy something because they understand that and they like that aspect of it. And so when they buy something for their wives, they love it because they get to explain it. Instead of the designs getting more complicated, you're getting more simple with geometric shapes. And a lot of my earlier pieces involve movement, and all my capture pieces involve movement of the diamonds. But I'm into perfectly round spheres and having them move, as the person wears the jewelry. When I look at my work, when someone has it, there's no question it was made by me.